Ladies and gentlemen, DB&A Television is proud to bring you a Roar Media production, the nation's #1 digital coaches show. If you do not know him, you better Google him. He was a high school Hall of Famer, school record holder, 10-time letter winner. He was just a boy with a ball and a young man with visions of greatness from the land of Hoosiers. When his playing days were over, he wanted to give back to the game that provided him purpose. He had found his passion on the hardwood. 14 years college coaching, multiple regional and conference championships, multiple national rank programs, coached the National Player of the Year. Winning followed him to 15 seasons professional coaching, multiple championships, multiple Coach of the Year honors, near 780 win percentage. He placed over 100 players to their respected national teams that represented their countries at the World Championships and Olympic Games. He has coached current and former NBA stars. His purpose is now to serve, empower, inspire. Here he is, host of the Coach Scott Field Show. Make some noise, show some love. Host Scott Field.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, no matter where you're watching us from around the globe. I say thank you for allowing us into your home and into your lives. I'm grateful. If you're watching us on DB&A TV, if on Roku and Amazon Fire and Apple TV, a sincere thank you for this platform. We hope you enjoy the show. If you're listening to us in podcast form, I say turn it up and let us put that flavor in your ear. If you're watching us on Facebook Live right now, we're going to use the hashtag Bid Dawg 55 and send in your questions, your comments, and your emoji reactions. And remember to share this content. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to lace them up for another edition of the Coach Scott Field Show. This is awful exciting. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, but the big dog, he got it up and running. So this is where we're going to put sexy in the sports talk right here. Our guest today, Wichita State Shocker. His number 35 has been retired. He has 16 seasons in the NBA. He was the number 8 draft pick coming out of Wichita State and also competed in the World Championships for Team USA. Of those 16 NBA seasons, 11 of those seasons were in the playoffs. What an outstanding run and career. Over 9,000 career points scored, 3,384 career rebounds. He was a beast. That big dog was off the porch right there. 925 blocks. Big dog, how you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing much better now. After trying to learn how to properly do the new technology.
You did great. It only took us a little while, but man, you were feverishly working behind the scenes to get this up and going, and I thank you for that. We're going to have a great time for our viewers and our guests.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm out in the country, so every now and then the Wi-Fi is a little spotty.
Well, hey, thrilled to have you. I'm a country boy myself, coming from Indiana, but I now live out in the Salt Lake Valley, where you had great experiences out here with those Utah Jazz.
Oh yeah, it was great fans. There's very few areas that you can say can match that organization there and the fans there. So.
Well, and you've had illustrious runs. You was in those NBA finals, and you played out here for legendary Hall of Fame coach Jerry Sloan. It was just always fun seeing what you brought to the table, because night in and night out, you were going to go hard and you were going to compete. That's how you got that big dog label out there.
Oh yeah, well that's what Jerry wanted me to do. He didn't necessarily want me to score a whole bunch, but he wanted me to get out there and make a lot of things happen defensively and offensively. So, and I really miss my man. Gosh, it's hard to even talk about it. Him not making it past all this, and it's just tough.
I mean, may he rest in peace. And,
yes.
He was so good and so consistent at a high level for so long. I truly feel that the fans, I don't want to say we're spoiled, but yet it's almost like, wow, he attained such high levels for 23 years that you that it took away from the greatness? Because how could he never get Coach of the Year?
That's one. All you can do is just shake your head.
Right.
You know,
yeah.
he's been a great coach for a long time. And when I first got there, he worked my butt. And that's why I appreciated him. He wasn't one of those coaches kind of, he pampers all the different players. No, coach is coach. He's going to come at you hard nosed. And that was him.
Yeah.
And of course, me being a country boy, him being a country boy, kind of perfect.
There you go. It was a great fit. And what you brought to this franchise, fans still today will never forget, those great runs. And had a number 23 on that other jersey not been there, you guys would have had a couple of championships for sure.
We should have attacked them just a little bit differently. I think we should have went real big on them and just started pounding them. And then that way Pippen's back would have got worse. Then we may have been able to push past it. But, it's kind of hard to try to figure out how exactly to attack that team because they were so good. Yeah. Chicago's been great for, 3-4 years at that time. And we're always trying to figure out something to do. Unfortunately, we had the black cat we had to play against. That's what I call him.
The black cat.
He's a good friend of mine, but he understands why I call him the black cat, because for every other team, he's complete bad luck. Yeah, see him walking in there, trouble.
I like that. Well, I know this, Toonie Kukoc had his hands full trying to guard you in the paint, and then you could step out and have that mid-range jumper at the top of the key that spaced things out, which gave that pick and roll a little more space to run, and it was fun to watch from afar for sure.
Yeah, I just wish we were able to take them to a final game. That 7th game, us against them. Just let's go at it. Unfortunately, they got lucky.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is they got lucky.
They
of course, Jordan probably
plays.
say no, it was planned, and all my guys like Robin and them, dog, we got you.
Well, that's the beauty of competition, and made it so much fun for millions of fans around the world. Let's talk a little bit about that. What did Coach Sloan mean to you and your career? Of course, the toughness, wasn't going to let the tail wag the dog. But when you look back at it now, what was Hall of Fame Coach Jerry Sloan to the Big Dog?
He was how do I put it? He was a coach that taught me a little bit more. I've been with Mike Fratello. I've been with an assortment other coaches, Dick Mata, and that was kind of two different worlds. And then when I got with Coach, he's, how do I put this? He's just a tough SOB.
Yeah.
I can put it. He's one of those guys, he's going, look, dog, I need you to do this. I need you to get out there. Just go at it, baby.
Yeah.
And his drive was like that constantly. And you were thinking at some point, well, he's going to lighten up a little bit. No. He's going to be Coach Sloan. And like I said, that's what made me love him, was because he never changed. He was, Antoine, one day you're doing good. I don't think you're playing well. You're going to sit. That's just it. And that's the way he would talk to me. And I'm kind of like, I'm a pretty good player. Who are you talking to like that? And he didn't care. What, you want to do these? I got some big hands, son. And it's like, well, Coach, I understand. What you want done, I'll get it done, baby. Like I say, he's just one of those, I don't know how to put it.
Be honest, and he was going to hold you accountable.
Guys. Yeah, he's going to make you accountable on everything, but he's also going to ride you when he thinks he can get a little bit more out of you.
That's right. And see, I feel like the game misses a little bit of that right now. And so again, may he rest in peace. And I've got my fingers crossed that the owners of the Jazz out here will hopefully erect a shrine for him outside of the arena right there with Carl and John, and I think that'll be a great thing for the franchise because he was the face of the franchise for 23 years.
Well, he was the man, and that's where I look at it. I know Carl and John Stockton were the NBA players, but the man to me was none other than Coach Sloan.
Yeah, well said. Well said, Big Dog. I appreciate that. You had some great times out here. I can remember we had a local sportscaster. You actually shaved his head, Rod Zundel. Do you remember that?
Z, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, that's great stuff.
That was one of those that I was trying to figure a way to do it without really cutting his hair. Because at that time, that was his thing, his beautiful locks. And they didn't come back too quick either.
Hey, well, guys like you and I, we're follically challenged. We don't have that problem.
Yeah, well, we just have that smooth, nice, pretty head.
There you go.
Zundel, I think he might have had a few bumps under there or something. Nah, I'm kidding. Z was a great man. I tried to talk him into putting on a fake wig or something and try to do something besides actually cut his hair.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we made the bet. We're going to do this on air. And okay.
Oh, wow. Do you remember what was the bet?
Well, he had bet that we weren't going to be able to get all the way to the finals.
Okay.
And that we weren't going to put on how do I put it? He wasn't going against us. He was just saying it's going to be tough for you guys to get there.
Yeah.
And we kept going back and forth about what I thought, because I felt like if we get this much of an inch with our foot in that door, they're in big trouble. And he just said, well, I tell you what, we'll make this bet, and if you get past this round and this round, you can cut my hair. And like I said, I'm sorry, Rod. I knew we were going to do it, but I didn't want to cut your hair, brother.
That's great, because he and I actually shared text messages yesterday, and I gave him a little wink, like I said, hey, we're going to bring that up, and he just started laughing. So those are great memories, my friend.
Yeah, that's another one of my guys I love a lot. Z just helped me put that thing together. Pink Chair Productions.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know if everybody remembers that, but we had a pink chair that we originally found and we had cleaned up when we put it off in the commercial. And that's how Pink Chair Productions came up.
There you go. There you go. And then I also, too, remember you had that little skit where show me the title. You had that little run going on out here, too, going off the show me the money from the Jerry Maguire movie.
Yeah.
You had your glasses on the phone. Show me the title.
Oh, yeah. Well, I still have those glasses. I just, I can stand a little bit more light now. I guess I've been in Texas light long enough. And of course, I keep my eyes kind of slightly shut a little bit because bright lights tend to give me headaches later on, and that's just not a good thing.
Oh, I understand. I've been light sensitive myself for a while, so I get exactly what you're talking about. And you think about, too, I know you've got a good friend named Todd, and he and I were kind of talking, and he kind of got us lined up, and of course, John Absey. Yeah. and then John Absey, he was the Jazz Bear out here. And he's like, oh man, Antoine's going to be great. He was always helping in the community. And then I got to thinking, the Utah Jazz just here a few days ago had issues with that plane when they were going to Memphis, where the engine caught on fire. I guess you and Greg Ostertag have an interesting flight story.
Yeah. Greg is a nice young man. He just sometimes he's not thinking about things. And he was kind of unloading his 50 cal while we were flying over the tundra there in Alaska. He'd unload it, load it back up, look at it, clean it. I'm thinking, bro, I wouldn't do this. We've got the gun behind the pilot. If he gets hit, we're waiting on Carl to control this thing. And I'm not for sure about Carl's skills of flying a plane. I've never seen him on any video games or anything like that. So eye-hand coordination as far as that goes. But, Ostertag is a great guy. And he's just one of those guys, he's kind of carefree at times. And this time he was a little bit carefree, and I tried to hide his gun, and he found it, of course, and reloaded it. So, we had a great time. We went out there and we did a lot of fishing, and he's definitely different because I caught a fish and I was kind of messing around, got it up. He caught one. You see a little bear go after his fish, and I'm thinking, okay, let me think about this. Bear underneath the water. He's reeling the fish in. I'm over here by his. So I decided I was going to try to back up and get away. Didn't turn out too good. I ended up tripping over a stone, falling into water. I turn around, look up, and this bear's coming up, and I'm like, but then I should have known my teammate had me covered because he had his 50 cal that we had unloaded and loaded on the plane on the side of him. So it came out well.
They were using the big dog for bear bait. Come on now.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. They had me out there, him and Carl. I was wondering. No.
Oh, that's a great story. I'm a huge outdoorsman myself. That's why I love it out here. Growing up in the state of Indiana, it's flat and did a lot of hunting and fishing. But being out here, you be able to, fly fish and get out and hike and see the deer, the moose, the elk, the mountain lion.
That's the one thing I learned to do was fly fish.
Yeah.
And I also learned to tie my own flies. So it was definitely interesting. The first time I tried it, though, I was terrible.
Hey, it's just like basketball. It takes repetition. You got to get that muscle memory and get it right, huh?
Oh, yeah. But I did get it down, and we had some great fishing times.
Oh, see, I love hearing that. That's good stuff. You talked a little bit earlier about Coach Mike Fratello. You being drafted by the Detroit Pistons. You spent some time in Italy, but then you come over and you're playing with the Hawks. And that Hawks team, not a bad team. I mean, you Dominique and Randy Whitman, Kevin Willett, Doc Rivers. What a great group to be around. Who was kind of the first person to take you under their wing and kind of teach you how to be a pro?
Moses Malone.
Moses. That's a good one to learn from.
Yeah, he used to call me Joe Boo.
Okay.
I guess it was, and he always tell me, "You're gonna bring me some chicken, Joe Boo." Joe Boo, Joe, I need you to go out early in the morning, get me a newspaper, some chicken.
So that was your rookie hazing?
Yeah.
Joe Boo.
And I try to figure it out. I'm like, okay, he wants me to get him a newspaper and chicken, and it's early in the morning. What? Okay, Mo. Well, I finally figured it out. It's almost impossible to get that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Moses is a good man. He would just do those little things. He would tell me after games, okay, come on over here, get on the bike with me. And I'm like, but it's over. We're getting ready to go. No. You always got to train. Be ready, big fella. So that's why I learned. That's why a lot of times you saw me, I was on the court and you see me jumping around like this a lot. That's why I was doing that. I always wanted to have my motor revved up, ready to go, because Moses Malone taught me If you're going to be a great player, you're going to be a good player, that motor's got to be ready to go at all times.
Wow. Hey, and then think about that. You did that for 16 seasons where you added value to every franchise and every bench and every locker room that you were a part of. And to have 11 NBA playoff seasons, I think that's a pretty good testament to and putting a light on your career.
Well, like I said, I enjoyed playing with the guys. That was my main thing. That and the fans.
Yeah.
More so the fans than anything. Because when I was growing up, I had a lot of people tell me, there's no way you're going to make it. A kid out of Wichita, Kansas, born in Oklahoma. I even had some guys I knew. I'm not going to say his name, but I was in the airport one time getting ready to fly out to BC All-Stars. It was a basketball camp back then. And the guy, I hear him, he's a friend of mine, and he's telling some other people, he's going down there, he's going to get killed. He's not ready for those guys, I'm telling you. And I took that to heart because he didn't know I was around the corner. I heard it all. So I was like, okay. I went down there, won the MVP, and came back. And I see him there in the airport, and he's like, yeah, man, I told you they were going. Yeah, I told him you were going to do it, bro. I told him. And I walked up to him, and I kind of go, I said, you know what? If it wasn't for you, this might not have happened. And he really didn't understand, I don't think, what I was saying. I was saying that, look, I heard what you said, which it fired me up to go down here and do the job. So when you hear negative things, take the positive side of it.
Yeah, that motivated
you. Make
you.
It work for you.
Yeah, I like that. Those are great nuggets right there. Thinking back to, I've always loved the game, and I've been blessed to have, coached at the highest levels, won multiple championships overseas, was able to observe and consult with Coach Sloan for 2 seasons, and then with the Warriors, and then also with the Sacramento Kings. And I think back to your early part of your career. Again, I'm an Indiana boy, so I always kind of enjoyed watching Larry Bird. And Larry Bird down in New Orleans against your Hawks had that 60-point game. And I remember your bench just going crazy over there. And I can remember, I think maybe when he had 54, you actually went out and was guarding Larry on the wing, and he, of course, got fouled, and he hit that shot. But what was that like to be guarding a Larry Bird when he was in just such a rhythm like that? Because, what could you do? That basket had to look as big as an ocean to Larry.
Well, I'm going to give you a funny story behind that.
Love it.
When I first came back from Italy, I walked on the court and we're playing the Celtics. And he tells me, yeah, big fella, you're in a little trouble tonight. Well, I was coming from Italy. I had a pretty good season. So I'm like, who does he think he's talking to? I'm the big dog. You don't get this. So he made a few moves. I stole the ball from him. I went down, took off. I think you can see it on YouTube. Dunked on his head hard. Boom. Came down another one. Boom. Yeah. Baby Hawks, my behind. You in trouble. And I'm running my mouth, which I shouldn't have done. I guess I got him fired up. And then Dominique obviously got him fired up because Dominique was scoring at will. Larry just decided, that's it. I'm finna light this whole team up. And he goes to make a move, and I'm thinking, I've got to stop him. I got a few fouls. So I forearmed him. He's falling down. He shoots that shot and hollers, money! Well, he made the shot so well that it's like he almost dunked on me because the ball went down through the net and you hear that pow! And I'm like, okay. I ran over, picked him up, and said, hey, you a bad boy. And I'm never talking stuff again. It taught me, when you got guys like him, Michael Jordan, those guys that have that next gear, don't get them started.
Yeah. Truly something special because, again, a lot of people don't realize Larry was a big trash talker because a lot of people back then, there was no social media. So you just saw what he would produce and you would see the stats, in the paper. But man, Larry would talk some trash and then back it up and tell you exactly what he's going to do and then do it right on you. Huh?
Well, see, that's why I say it's not trash talking, because he's actually doing it to you. He's letting you have it. Like I said, and I finally had a chance to almost get on that team. It was back in the days of the right of first refusal.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play with him. I'm not going to kid you. Him, my buddy, Big Chief.
Wow. Robert Parrish. Yeah.
Yeah. ML Carr, all those guys, Danny Ainge was a friend of mine. It was like, yeah, I want to come. I'll play there. Definitely. But Atlanta had other thoughts in mind. And I ended up out in Sacramento, which was a good thing also, because I ended up with Coach Dick Motta.
That's right.
So I've had great coaches my whole career, from high school, Lafayette Norwood, assistant coach there at KU, Dan Peterson in Milan, Italy, Mike D'Antoni.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know I played with Mike D'Antoni in Milan.
Yeah.
And then, I had the great Italian Mike Fratello, my guy. And it just went on and on. I mean, I've had great coaches and great chances my whole life, so I can't complain.
You worked extremely hard and deserved those opportunities. And, you've a part of many iconic moments. You're talking about Larry Bird hitting that 60 down in New Orleans against your Hawks. But I mean, Doc Rivers was on that team, and Doc Rivers is now, having a successful run as a coach. And so, I mean, you've been around great basketball minds and you compete with those. And, you mentioned, at Kansas, Dave Magley played for that Kansas Jayhawk team. And he's like, boy, he goes, Antoine was a player back in college at Wichita State when he was with Cliff Livingston. And then, of course, later Xavier McDaniel. But talk about that, Coach Gene Smith and that team that he put together with those Shockers.
Well, that was a tough team. And when I say tough team, I literally mean a tough team, because we would get into it and we go to fisticuffs. But we would keep that within our little organization, our little guys. We didn't care. And if you jumped on one of our guys, you knew the whole team was coming for you. So that's why when we played with that team, like I said, that's probably one of the toughest teams I've ever played for. And everybody knows how Xavier is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We've all seen the picture.
Yeah, right.
And that's my guy there. Cliff and me are like this.
Yeah.
Me and X are like this. Those are my guys. Those are probably some of the hardest working guys I've ever been around.
Wow.
Cliff Livingston would run all day long. X could run all day long and rebound all day long. And he had a pretty good offensive game. It got better once he got with us, and he's just a super player. And Coach Gene Smithson, Mean Gene with the radar.
I like it. I like it. I think about, some of those names that you're mentioning, and, the toughness and the physicality of the league when you were playing in the league. You think of Charles Oakley. And of course, you mentioned Xavier McDaniel, the enforcer out there who wasn't afraid to, get into a scuffle. And you had Lambeer. But who were some of the tougher guys, in your opinion, to guard in that early 90s physical era?
Oh, wow. A lot of people didn't realize Charles was only 6'5", 6'6".
Charles Barkley.
Yeah. He was a beast. And then, Bernard King, people forget about. Mike Mitchell.
Oh.
George Gervin. I mean, I can go on and on.
The Bankroll, Gervin. Yeah.
All these guys were incredible. And to this day, I still see George and those guys, and I talk to them, and I'm still kind of, how do I put it? As someone said recently, I was a fanboy, I guess, you know.
How could you not be? How could you not be to be surrounded by all that great? But again, the game was so physical. Who did you kind of mark your calendar for to say, I got to be ready for this one because I know I'm not backing down as the big dog, but this is going to be a battle tonight. Who would you mark your calendar for?
Well, then it was the East Coast, so it was Boston, constantly Boston and the Bad Boys. You know, you always wanted to go at Isaiah and the team because they were supposed to be the Bad Boys, and then Larry and those guys, you wanted to beat them because they were the Big East team.
Yeah,
you know, so you always wanted to beat them. Didn't happen very often, but you wanted to beat them.
Yeah, because I can remember that playoff series where Isaiah Thomas is kind of famous for, getting that basket and then grabbing the ball and he's doing his little dance and shuffle. I mean, you were on the court for that one as well. What was it like playing against those Detroit Bad Boys? Because again, hard-nosed, hard-coached, very aggressive kind of team, very physical kind of team, Lambeer and the guys. I mean, that had to be, 48 minutes of just, like a heavyweight bout, like boxers.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're playing the Bad Boys, you're coming to let it out on the floor. They're going to hit you, scratch you, kick you. They don't care.
Yeah. You coming out,
we're trying to get a championship.
They gonna know.
Here. And if you're in our way, we're going to go over you, period.
Yeah.
And, of course, with Atlanta and us, we weren't going to take that. So it was a battle. But then Isaiah, he's got those great skills, those little sneaky things. Of course, he couldn't stop my boy Ricky Ross from high school. I'm not going to say too much, Isaiah.
I love it. I love it. Again, so many iconic moments. Let's go to your Jazz days and in that Jazz finals. Great memories had to be had. Jordan, of course, makes the play, steals the ball on the block from Carl. They're coming down, and as they're kind of getting into their offense, of course, you were on the court, and I think you were down on the lower block when Jordan let that shot go. Through your eyes and your perspective, what did you see as that shot was leaving his fingertips, as that iconic pose, as he, hit that dagger?
Oh, my only thoughts were, okay, I got to get Rodman away from here.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest thing. It was in my brain is, okay, if this ball comes off, I can't let him anywhere close to it because he'll tip it, and run at the same time to get it. So I was thinking, okay, I got to get this guy. I got to box him out. And I also kind of saw that dagger look in Mike's eye. I've been knowing Mike for ages, even before I came to Utah.
Yeah.
I knew him down in Chicago. I used to go down there all the time with my friends, so I knew him well. He gets that look, and you can see in his eyes, here he comes. He's like one of your big dogs in your pack. He's going to lead. Just get behind him and go.
Woo. Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, you're down there battling against Rodman, who was a phenomenal rebounder who knew his role. But Rodman was very good at getting into people's heads, and he never really got into your head because, Kukoc was guarding you, and Kukoc had his hands full guarding you, where you had that, great game against them. But man, just to know that another iconic moment, Michael comes down, is in that rhythm. And like you said, had that look, that black cat that you called him earlier. Yeah. When that thing came off his fingertips, I'm sure time slowed down for a second, but in your mind, you're going to put a body on Rodman again, keep him off the glass, because Rodman was such a quick second jumper and third jumper off his feet so quick.
Yeah, he was incredible. I played with him here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I used to watch him, and he would do this little drill. He had on some Doc Martens. And he's throwing the ball up, and it hits the rim, and then you see him jump up, tap it, till it gets to the side. And I'm like, why does he keep doing this? Well, then I watched him in the game, and he used it. He would tap it away from the player, tap it again, so he could get an easy rebound, and then kick it out, and he's gone. He's probably one of the fastest guys I've seen at 6'8".
Yeah, he definitely had a high motor, but again, that quickness and the way he ran the floor, and again, he knew his role and he studied where he knew where those rebounds were coming. But man, you competed with all those guys night in, night out. How about going against a Patrick Ewing? You know, again, a guy with big size, back to the basket. The game was played a little different then. Shaquille O'Neal coming into the league, you know, later in the career. But what was it like?
I think I scared Shaq a little bit. You know. Him and Barkley, I think I scared him just a little bit.
I like that. I like that. Give us a story.
Well, I was playing against Pat one time, and I went to make a move, and he just kind of forearmed me. And I just turned around and kind of laughed, and Patrick looked at me like I was crazy because I guess he thought me hitting him hard, that would do something. I guess, So Patrick, you see him go over to the coach and do the. So I guess he figured, yeah, I'm not messing with this guy. I'm getting out of here. Then I played against Shaq a few times, and Shaq is a big, strong kid at that time. He makes a move and catches my shoulder and knocks it out of place. Well, I guess he thought, well, Antoine's out. Nah, I went to the backboard, wham, slammed it, put it back in place. Let's play.
Oh.
And Shaq looked at me, looked at his bench, looked back. He also went out. Because I would have probably did the same thing. If I see somebody shoulder out and they pop it back in themselves, everything might not be clicking right here.
Oh man!
But you know, at that time you had just tough players all the way around. You know, Charles Oakley, all the guys. One person that a lot of people don't realize was Buck Johnson. Strong,
oh yeah,
mean, tough big guy. You know, they look at all these guys now and he's a superstar. I'll take you to some superstars, son.
That's right. That's a different era back when you played, and you'd have to compete with those guys night in, night out, and again, banging and physicality and just the toughness. Again, someone coming across the paint, you know, they're going to get that cutter's going to get bumped hard.
Oh yeah, you're going to get hit 2 or 3 times. You know, and matter of fact, when I was playing with the Jazz, the person that's going to get you the best is Stockton.
You're right.
You know, a lot of people didn't understand that. He sets a pick. He don't play around.
Yeah, I like he'd come off that UCLA high cut post, and then he'd come up and set an up screen or a diagonal up screen, and he'd get up there in your ribs, and man, he hit you pretty hard that opened up some lanes.
You're not going through him. You're going to have to throw him down. You have to do something, and if you did that to Stock, then you're going to wake up the dog. You don't touch my Stock.
That's right. I love it. Hey, give me a good John Stockton story that just sticks out to you with all the practices and the sprints, and tell us about John Stockton, the competitor.
Wow. Well, John's competitive in everything.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we're getting off the plane, say, there in Utah, people don't realize he always walks fast. But the people were thinking, oh, well, he's trying to get away from people. He doesn't want to sign autographs. No, that was just stop. He get off. He has in mind what he's doing, and he's focused, laser focused. And he's, you know. So I used to try to keep up with him. Didn't work. You know. And he's always, like I say, to me, John's always been a good guy. He's always one of those guys hey, John, I need to talk to you about something. and he's going to tell you exactly what he thinks, and he's done with it. He's not one of those guys that would hold grudges for years or anything like that. He's just one of those, hey, this is what I thought. This is what I thought you should have done. You didn't do it. We're going to work on that.
I like that.
So,
that's leadership right there. That's
yeah,
what it takes.
He's probably one of the best point guards I've ever played with, and I played with a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I had Darnell Valentine as my high school point guard, so I've had some of the best. And John he's a different level.
Yeah, see, I like hearing that because, again, just that leadership. And, now they've got load management. There was no load management back in those days. That's a guy that's just going to go out there and compete and get at you and find a way to win. That's the kind of guy that I'd want in the foxhole with me going to war, just like I'd want a big dog with me.
Right. Well, load management back then meant how much can you endure. You've got Shaq one night, Buck the next night, David Robinson, then Akeem, and this is all 4 or 5 nights in a row.
Yeah, no nights off.
And they're going, well, I need a day off. I had a turf toe, which I'm still kind of wondering on how exactly you get turf toe on the NBA court.
On the hardwood. Well, I mean, think about it. You just shared a story with us a few minutes ago where your shoulder was separated and you went against the standard to put your shoulder back in place. Something like that happened now. They're out for 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, but it's a different game now.
True.
It's I call it ballet basketball.
Oh, okay.
You got guys with spins and step backs. They're nice. They're pretty. They got the long shorts like a dress, No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I love it. We've talked about Coach Sloan. We've talked about, John Stockton, all-time assist leader. How about Karl Malone, another good old country boy who just came in, had longevity in his career, took care of his body. Give us a good Karl. I mean, of course, we heard about, going up to Alaska fishing, and he loves his outdoors and truck driving, but give us a Karl Malone story that most people don't know.
Oh, a good story on Karl Malone. Let me think about it. Well, the original story, how I got to Utah.
Okay.
I was playing for the Spurs at the time, and we were battling against Karl and the Jazz. Obviously, it was a great game going back and forth. And his mother was there. My mom was there. And they were close to each other, and they started talking. And next thing I know, I guess they talked to his mom and figured something out. And I get a call from Utah, and it's the mailman. Hey, dog, would you consider coming here? Yeah, absolutely. So next thing I know is they put something together, and boom, there I am. I'm up in Utah with the mailman in Stockton, and I couldn't be happier.
Wow.
And it was just incredible because he was able to bring me from here, get me there. We're working hard, we're building the camaraderie, everything, and it just became great. I enjoyed playing with them. I respected them, and like I said, we just did a lot together. I mean, we went fishing a lot of times that people didn't know. He took me out to places that are little streams and showed me how to fly fish and do some of those things. So he helped me, transform into more of a country boy, I guess.
Okay. I like that.
I was a little bit country, but I still had a lot of rock and roll in me, you know what I mean?
There you go. Oh, that's good stuff. We talked about those guys, but how about just a phenomenal role player with a great basketball mind who's now coaching in the league? How about Horny? How about Jeff Hornacek?
That was another one of my guys. I don't know what to say about Horny because he's one of those guys that you set a pick for, and you're thinking, I'm looking at this guy. I don't think he's really a scorer. I don't know if he can really play, but I'm going to set a nice, strong pick for him. Well, then you find out he gets the ball, makes a move, guys all over him. He shoots a shot, and in the back of your mind going, no, no, no. Bottom of the net. Constantly.
Yeah.
So Horny was one of those type of players that if you sleep on him, he's going to give you 35, 40. He's going to light you up. So
yeah.
I enjoy playing with him. I looked for him. I was always trying to find him so I could set a pick. Because I knew if I set that pick on him, he's going to shoot that shot or else he's going to make a driving move and kick it back to me for that nice little feathery jumper.
Well, no doubt about it. Again, just some great times out here with the Utah Jazz. And I just think of so many cool times that you guys must have had together because you guys were a good unit and you believed in each other. Coach Sloan was leading you guys up and just had great runs. There's a story also that you tell that, it's pretty easy to be found, but I would love for you to share it with us and our viewers today. Talking about in the NBA finals against those Bulls, talking about how those Playboy models would come with their trench coats on with the cake. Come on, Big Dog, share us a cake story.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just, to me, it's the normal things that people try to do.
Yeah, anything to gain a competitive advantage, right?
And they're thinking, well, if I get him to eat a bunch of sweets, it's not going to feel very good. He's going to have that sugar rush and then he's going to drop off. If we can get him involved with a couple of these ladies, no legs.
Oh, goodness.
So, I don't know who thought of it.
Was it the black cat? You think the black cat was behind it?
Nah. Jordan? Nah. Because Jordan wants to beat you.
Yeah.
He wants to mentally beat you so you can't come back against him later. He wants you to have that fear. And that's what I know about Mike, because Mike has been doing that since he left North Carolina. He wants to put that fear. If I got the ball in my hand, you're in trouble.
Right. So what was it like being in the hotel room, knocking on the door? You check the people. As I was saying,
so with the hotel, in the hotel, it was kind of funny because I'm kind of one of those guys, when I get to the city, I'm going to see friends. I'm going to see buddies. I'm going everywhere. I really don't like staying in the hotel. I like staying at other people's homes that are my friends. So I'm thinking, I don't know if I should stay in the room tonight or maybe I should stay over here with my friends. I figured I'm going back to the hotel. I get there. I'm sitting there talking to my buddy. And he's like, dude, you see those women down there? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Dude, there's a bunch of women getting out of limo with cakes and stuff. Okay. Maybe they have a wedding or something. No problem. So we're just sitting there and we're talking a little bit longer, and I'm telling him, well, okay, bro, I'm getting ready to go ahead and knock out. You're going to have to get ready to leave here in a second. All of a sudden I hear this. Okay, who was that? And he goes and peeks out the little hole, comes back, looks at me and goes, hey, bro, you got some visitors. I go and open the door. All right. Well, we were told to bring you the cakes and blah, blah, and you want to have some fun. Well, I was involved with someone, so obviously I didn't have fun that time.
Yeah.
But I did take the cakes, and I found some homeless people that needed them, and I let them have the cakes instead.
There you go.
Along with some other food and stuff I bought for some of the people in Chicago, because, like I said, I always went down to Chicago to have fun anyway. But, that was a tough one.
Yeah.
Because look at the cake was a good cake. I asked people that ate it. They were like, it's fantastic and sweet. And the ladies, they were looking sweet also. But I couldn't eat any of it, period. I wasn't going to take the risk.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. A younger Big Dog might have been on it, but you'd already been in the league 9-10 years, so you're like, okay, I can't have that sugar. But them young guys,
I've been around Moses. Moses will tell you, look, so, you think you can go hard? If you can go hard, you do your thing, but you can't, boy. Let me tell you. You think we got the 444? Okay. That's how you, Big Dog, let me tell you. You go out there, you play hard, give me some barnyard pimp later on now. Okay.
Oh, that's good stuff, Big Dog. That is good stuff. Talk about I heard your friend Todd, who's just loves you to death. He's got that Legacies Unlocked Foundation. What can you share with us about that foundation that you guys are trying to kind of put together?
Well, what we're trying to do is also let everybody know exactly what Legends are doing now. You know, that's why we created Legends Unlocked, so we can get people to understand that we're just people. We enjoy life just like everyone else. And if you have a question, then I want you to come to me, because I'm not scared of any of the guys. I love them, all of them, but I'll ask the tough question. So if someone has a question they wanted to ask, I want them to be able to come and feel free, and don't feel like somebody's going to try to knock them if they say something. Say they decided they wanted to say something about President Trump. You got something to say it.
Yeah.
And
kind of like
don't believe in trying. Well, it's just like Charles.
Yeah.
Charles is going to say whatever comes to his mind. Of course, you know, there's a few things that in the back of his mind he just should leave back there. But Charles says whatever comes to his mind, period. And it, you know, he feels like, well, unless you can whoop me, it doesn't matter. So,
yeah. No, I love that concept of Legacies Unlocked.
We want to unlock everything. And we're not just talking about NBA legends.
Yeah.
You know, I want to talk to some of the WNBA legends. Matter of fact, I have one there in Wichita, Kansas, that I grew up with, Lynette Woodard.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. Globetrotter, everything.
She was the first female Harlem Globetrotter.
That's right.
So I want to talk to all these people. I want to get them out there. I want them to be able to talk to everyday man and be straightforward. You know, I really don't like the setups where you can only ask these questions, and if it offends the player, he really doesn't want to talk about it. Well, it's a question, it needs to be answered.
There you go.
If that answer is simply, well, look, I don't like it, I didn't want to talk about it, and here it is. This is where I feel about it. Okay, well, you might not have answered the question, but you let us know how you feel about it. So
yeah, it's going to be a great
platform.
But
I'm still going to come back and ask you the question again.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. No,
that's
I think
the bad
it's great
thing about me.
No, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's refreshing.
Well, I want to do things different from everyone else. When I go out and I do autograph sessions, the reason I try to just sign autographs instead of having people have to pay for a whole bunch of things is because I want the kids to be able to enjoy. So when I do my autograph sessions, I'll bring basketballs, I'll bring different things for them to purchase to sign, but then that goes for scholarships for the kids to do the basketball camp. So kids go to my camps for free, basically.
Yeah, see, I like that.
Those are the things that I call him the polar bear Todd. This is the things that Ty helps me set up. That's why this is our Legends legacy. We're trying to show people that no matter what you do, you can reach out and help someone. And if you help that one person, and that one person helps another person, then this thing grows and grows and grows.
Well said, Big Dog. Well said, my friend. We've got just a couple more minutes here. I guess with this last question, what would a 60-year-old Big Dog say to a 20-year-old Big Dog, knowing what you know now?
Well, I would probably say, son, get all your money.
There you go.
Because the economy has changed. Back when I was playing, it was more about loyalty. It was about that camaraderie with this person. And there was a few times that I kind of looked at things and said, well, what's more important, this little cash or the friendship and the things I have with these guys? And for me, at that time, it was the loyalty. I could have came out of college early. I decided I was going to stay because I told Coach Smithson, I got you, baby. I got your back. You asked me to come here. You asked me to be loyal to the organization. I've proven my point. And I've done that everywhere I went to. Atlanta, Sacramento, everywhere. And even to this day, I still go back to the communities and I try to help out and do as much as I can.
Yeah, that's something that I've watched from afar you doing, and I've seen where you've done camps and clinics and stuff like that here in the Salt Lake Valley community, and I just think it's wonderful. But I'm looking forward to the next time you come out here. We need to get out there and do a little fishing together, my man.
All right. Well, I'll be coming out there probably in about 10 days or so.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Yeah, we're going to come out. We're going to be doing some things around the Utah area, especially getting the Legends Unlocked podcast going. I've still got a lot of little things to put together on it. And we're just going to try to have some fun.
I like it.
It's been a pretty tough past 3-4 years. My mom passed away. My cousin passed away this past year with COVID. It's been a tough time. So I want to get back out there, start making things happen. Hopefully we can get this COVID thing under control and we can get the kids back to the camps, back to enjoying life again.
There you go, Big Dog. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Big Dog, Antoine Carr, with the Coach Scott Field Show today. It's been a pleasure having him again. Use that hashtag, BigDog55. Antoine, it's been a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for being patient and getting those technical issues resolved, but it's been an honor having you, and I can't thank you enough, my friend.
Bring it in. Thank you for watching the Coach Scott Field Show, the nation's #1 digital coaches show. This DBNA television broadcast is a Roar Media production. Don't forget to subscribe to the Coach's YouTube channel. Like and follow him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have yourself dressed and ready to go in the locker room for the next exciting show coming soon. Thank you for watching the Coach Scott Field Show, the nation's #1 digital coaches show. This DBNA television broadcast is a Roar Media production.